Hello, ladies and gents, it is me. Hello. Still in the same clothes. Reiterating that I recorded all of these videos in one day. Okay, just the one day. I don't just wear the same bit of clothing. Funny. So today's video, what I'm going to talk to you about is a question that I have already had comments about. Is the actual operation day itself. Can I talk you through what happened on the operation? Yes, I can. So, I was told that I couldn't eat from midnight the night before the operation, and I could only drink clear fluids from midnight to 6:30 a.m. And I had to be at the hospital for 7:30 a.m. So my day actually began about 2 o'clock in the morning when I woke up. And you know when you wake up and you're like, I'm not going back to sleep. Tried again. No, not going to sleep. So I got up and I had my shower because they said you should shower, no soap, no products. So I washed my hair and washed myself, and then I got dressed and I went downstairs and I read, and about, I think it was about 4:30, I had a glass of water, still bottled water, and that was it. My bag was packed, and I will talk to you in another video about what I packed in my bag, which is already up there, of course it is. And yeah, I was ready to go. I remembered to take a mask. I was wearing a mask. Although, where I went to, the hospital I went to, it was individual rooms for each of the patients. So once you were in your room, you didn't need to wear a mask. We got to the hospital about 7 o'clock, I think. Sat in the car for a little bit, and it was my mum and dad that drove me. And then I went down in and went and sat in this waiting room, and then about 4 or 5 other ladies came in, and about 7:30, a lady, the ward manager or ward clerk, I can't remember what they called her, came and started taking everybody, and I was just left. Literally. I was the last one. They left me. 8 o'clock came. So this is like 7:30 they want me there. 8 o'clock came, and the receptionist came into the room. I was like, I was just about to come and see you because nobody's been and got me. It was like 20 minutes ago the last time the lady was here. So she went off and come back and said, oh, your room's not ready. Great. Okay. So the ward clerk eventually came and got me, and it was 8:10 when she came and got me. Took me to my room, showed me in, and as she showed me in, a nurse came in behind her, and she said, right, I need to fill in all these forms with you and make sure we've got all your information. I didn't even sit down. Okay. So she went through who I am, what I'm having done. Did I have any medical allergies? Yes, I do, thank you. She put a band on my wrist. She talked about my diet because I've got celiac disease and I'm lactose intolerant. And then as she was filling in the form, in came the anaesthetist. Nice man. Sort of talking through what was going to happen and what am I having done, why am I having it, blah, blah, blah. Have I had general anaesthetic before? Have I had any procedures before? All of this jazz. And he started saying to me, and of course we'll try and do a lumbar puncture, spinal block, whatever you want to call them. I was like, why? And as I said, why, in came my surgeon. So he took over the conversation. Hi, Fee, you know what you're having done? Yeah, taking it all away. Please don't leave anything in there. Great. No problem. Checked all the forms that were filled in. Okay. So we've still got the anaesthetist over here, and I've got the nurse over there. Okay, no worries. We'll see you in a minute. Those are his words. I'll see you in a minute. Okay. By this time, it's about 8:25. Yeah. And as he walked out, he said to the nurse, she's first on the list. Right. And the anaesthetist went, right, I best go then, I'll see you in a minute. No more about the lung puncture, okay? Hold that in your head because I'm going to come back to it. The nurse said to me, right, we'll get you gowned up because you're going. Huh? In came 2 people, all theatred up, with their hats and scrubs and stuff. I wasn't even in my robe. So I had to go into the toilet and get robed up. And they said, right, we'll walk you to the operating theatre. And I said to the nurse as I was leaving, I haven't got my red wristband thing on because I'm allergic to codeine and diclofenac. Oh, man. So we're walking to the operating theatre while she's running off finding me a red band. Up we go in the lift and into this little room with a bed and all the medical equipment around it. And they lie me down, and right in front of me, right in front of the bed, was a clock. And it was 9:15. And I'd not even unpacked my bag in my room. That's how busy it was and how madly rushed. So in came the anaesthetist, and he said, "Are you ready?" I was like, "Well, I suppose so, yeah." One of the assistants grabbed hold of my hand with her 2 hands and squeezed like hell. And in he went with the cannula right there. Don't know if you can even see it anymore. It's just a tiny little mark. Just there. So yeah. And it was just gone 9:10 when he started injecting the white liquid that's the anaesthetic. And I remember that he injected the whole amount that was in the syringe. And I was still awake. And I said, am I supposed to go to sleep? And he said, yeah, it'll come. Just let it come. And as he said that, I was like, oh, yeah, there it is. Gone, mate. So just after 10:09, the next thing I sort of remember is I have a vague, hazy memory of, I assume it was recovery, but somebody calling my name and asking if I was all right, and me trying to say my throat hurts. Oh my God, there's a butterfly. It's just flown into my window. It's October. Why are the butterflies out? Then the next thing I remember is being wheeled back into my room, and the nurse that was there the first thing in the morning was there right next to me. And I said to her, what time is it? And she said, it's just gone 12:30. No. Yeah. Was it? I don't know. Yes, it must have been. Anyway, I said to her, can you phone my husband because my daughter was really worried and would want to know that I'm okay. And so she said yes. Then from that point onwards till I would say about 2:00 in the morning, everything is in my head. All of the memories are slightly fuzzy. They're a little bit like that. People came in. I think a pharmacist came. I was told, because I sort of remembered that the surgeon came to see me, and I vaguely remember him saying something about 40 minutes. Don't know what that meant. But when I saw him on Sunday morning, when he came back to see me, I said, did you come and see me yesterday? He said, yeah, I did. It's like, I can't remember what you said. And he went, I knew you didn't, because you look like a drunken sailor. How rude. I didn't remember a bloody thing of what he said. Anyway, turns out that the operation lasted about an hour longer than it should have done, because I had a lot of adhesions as a result of my section, and he spent the whole hour clearing away those adhesions. So hence why I've got 5 incision sites rather than the 4 that you should normally have for a laparoscopic hysterectomy. And I asked him outright, I said, why did you spend that time doing it? You didn't need to. And he said, because I remember you telling me quite categorically that you didn't want me to open your section scar. And actually, I looked at the section scar and it's not great. So we probably have had to have done a new incision. Thank you, mate. I really like my surgeon. He's amazing. So, back to the day of the operation. And I can honestly say, when I woke up, I did not have any pain where the surgical sites were. I'd been given morphine. Wow. Morphine and general anaesthetic. I had a catheter fitted and there was a pad, almost like a sanitary pad, but there was not a lot of bleeding at all. What was really, really annoying, where I had these compression pads, socks over the length of my lower legs that would expand, and one would expand and it'd go, and then this one would expand all the time, every 30 seconds. And man alive, every time it released the air, it shook the bed. It was wonderful. Really nice. The main pain that I had was in my back. And I kept saying to the nurses, I've got real pain in my back. Real pain. Didn't really understand why. When I saw my surgeon on the Sunday, I said to him, he said, "Are you okay?" I said, "I've got no pain." I mean, literally, after the morphine had worn off, all I was having was 2 paracetamol every 6 hours. No pain. The pain I'd got was in my back. And he sat me forward and he's like, "What are these puncture marks on your spine?" Read the notes. 5 failed lumbar punctures, which I've since discovered the anaesthetists use a lumbar puncture or a spinal block as a form of pain relief. I don't need the flipping lumbar puncture, spinal block, whatever you want to call it, mate. I'm in no pain. The pain I've got is from your bloody needles. It's just so painful. So painful. I had spinal blocks with Charlotte when I had Charlotte, and I had 13 attempts to get it in. And the very last attempt, I said to the anaesthetist, "If you don't get it in now, you're going to have to put me to sleep because it's so painful." So painful. So, the only pain that I had on the day within the 24 hours after my laparoscopic hysterectomy was nothing to do with the hysterectomy. So, I had a little bit to eat on the night, and although we discussed me being able to come home that night so I could be home for bedtime stories, I think I need to be very realistic with you guys and say there is no way I was coming home. No way on this earth. I just didn't feel well enough. I felt like I was on a different planet. Honestly, morphine, amazing. So I would say about 10 o'clock at night, I got given a jacket potato with some salad and a jelly, and I couldn't face the jacket potato, so I had 2 or 3 mouthfuls of the jelly. But I had already taken in with me a lunch bag full of snacks, because as I said to you before, I've got celiac disease and I'm lactose intolerant, and I could not comprehend being anywhere near anything that had cross-contamination. Oh God, just no. Okay, just no. So there was food for me that I could have in my bag. I was constantly drinking. I was drinking lots of water, and I was also drinking apple juice, and the apple juice actually helped a lot. It was breaking up the water because it's very bland, isn't it? So lots and lots of apple juice, lots of water, and it helped. And then about 6 o'clock Sunday morning, so the operation was Saturday, 6 o'clock Sunday morning, the oxygen was removed from my nose. They removed the catheter. They removed the bloody socks. No more compression, expansion, socks. Because I still had the TED socks underneath, okay? So this thing is like a plastic thing that gets wrapped around your legs, and then they blow air into it. And as it expands, it compresses your legs. And then they release the air and out it goes. So you got your TED socks on, and then you got these things wrapped around you. So they took the things off from around my legs. Obviously, the TED stockings are still on. And then she got me up. My nurse got me up, and I stood. And that's when I realised how much pain I was going to be in with my back. I could just feel it. All of the muscles down the two sides of my spine were just spasming. They were absolutely rock solid, and it was truthfully agony. Absolute agony. No pain at all. I had 5 water resistant bandages over the incisions. That was it. No pain. I'd got a little puncture mark on my stomach from the night before, where I had my first Clexane, however you pronounce it, injection, which is the anti-clotting, to stop you having a deep vein thrombosis injection. And I've got to have those for 28 days after the surgery. And you just administer it into your stomach, and you alternate 1 a day either side of your stomach. It's not pleasant, but you get used to it. You get sent home with a sharps box, and I'm going to talk to you all about that in another video anyway. So, honestly, yeah, felt fine. 6 o'clock the catheter was removed. They said within 2 to 3 hours I will go to the toilet by myself, and they want me to measure how much urine I pass. They will then measure it in a cup, and then they're going to scan me and turn like an ultrasound to see how much urine is left in my bladder, to make sure my bladder is working properly. So that happened. They measured it, they scanned me, and everything was fine. The surgeon came back in, checked on me, felt my stomach, and that's when we had the conversation about my back. Yeah, and he said, you're fine, you're good to go. That was about 8:45 Sunday morning. So I knew within an hour I'd be going home. I saw a physiotherapist. They talked about pelvic floor exercises, the importance of moving, keeping the TED stockings on. Yeah. And then one of the nurses came to discharge me, and she talked me through all of the medication that I'd been prescribed. Now, because I've got an allergy to codeine and diclofenac, pain relief is really tricky for me. So the option really is only paracetamol and ibuprofen. But when I actually got home and we looked in the bag, I came home with this beautiful bag full of medication, there was actually tramadol in there. Now, they did not talk to me about tramadol. I've had tramadol once before in my life, and it freaked the hell out of me, because I took it, and not the cats that we've got now, but our other cat, she curled up in my arm when I was asleep, and I woke up and I was like, what the hell's that? I was so off my face, I didn't even know what my bloody cat was. So anyway, yes, Clexane came home with me, paracetamol came home with me, and tramadol came home with me. I have only taken paracetamol and ibuprofen. Not so much ibuprofen, to be honest, but I have taken paracetamol, and I did keep on top of it for the first few days when I came home, and I've been gradually reducing since. So that's my story. That's the operation day. Nothing glamorous about it, let me tell you. Nothing glamorous. And honestly, truthfully, the worst part is the waiting. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, and don't forget to click on the subscribe, that side or that side or that side or that side or that side, I don't know, whichever side they put it. And YouTube will kindly send you an email next time I release a new video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.